taken away.
Oh, that's actually interesting. I was kind of wondering if they were going to be willing to leave it up, because this is, the Poppy this time around hasn't been banned.
Yeah.
And that's something that Delight has very consistently gotten banned against him, and particularly when your opponents are probably going to be looking towards the Callista, because we're getting deeper into the series. There was an angle there. Also, I always love when teams are very cognizant of the Peanut Zyra. You know, never waste the ban on that. The Nidalee Defy, great choices as a Sejuani comes through here for Yike. And I'm with you, Azil. I do think it's more complicated because Humble Life is on the red side, and
yeah,
I would be shocked if they don't save that counter pick for Zeus, unless KC commits to a pick for Kana earlier. Something like the Jax that we've seen. Jax Sejuani is obviously great.
Yep.
And Jax, his counters are definitely there. I think something like the Gragas comes to mind, which we know Zeus plays, but maybe just getting the 2v2 makes it worth it, as the Ashe does get picked up.
How nervous are we of the Peanut Zyra, by the way? Do we think
Surely they've learned. It depends on who you ask. If you're a K-Corp fan, I don't think you're nervous at all. Oh, instead,
the pick away.
it's going to be the pick away. There is a very small chance that this is a jungle flex, right? Theoretically could go for that.
Oh,
but
that means no Zyra. Yeah, I'm into that.
that's the main thing that we obviously are trying to look for.
Please,
but most
please.
likely, this is just going towards Zeus, as he will be able to try and make his impact known. And Kana had an incredibly pivotal Jax performance just yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he has played Gragas this year as well, and Gragas to me is always that kind of priority matchup against the Jax. It really just shuts down everything the Jax wants to do. You have out sustain, you out poke. Obviously, if you are a really good Jax player, then sometimes they can kind of play it aggressively, use their health to just push in the wave and then constantly reset. But Gragas can make things very, very difficult. I would be excited to see if Kana was confident to bring it out here.
Also into Ashe.
Yeah.
Be good.
Well, the Jhin has been locked in. I actually like this, taking this away from Viper as well. I feel like Callista and Viper have been the best Jhin players this tournament. I say with a bit of chagrin because I'm not a huge fan of the champion in general, but there's a gangplank, boys.
So I will say, you know, well Chronicler's giving me a little smirk. I can tell you don't like the taste of the GP, but...
I've yet to be impressed, and I think partially that was some of the builds, but I've yet to be impressed by a GP. I feel like recently the champion just hasn't had the same oomph.
I'm personally still an orange enjoyer, and I do think it's so interesting though, because when I look at Sylas plus Jax solo lanes, I'm thinking they're going AD jungle, right? I'm thinking, you know, Viego, I'm thinking Xin Zhao, I'm thinking this kind of thing. Like, you want physical damage, so to me it's like, yeah, like you wouldn't want a Zac, I feel like, really in this draft, so that's why the ban confuses me a little bit, but maybe they're happy to play into the Xin Zhao. If they're saying, you know, we'd rather play into that, then I can kind of understand.
And they're saving the counter pick here for Delight. And we're getting to the point where there are very few engaged champions left. And with a lot of enchanters, I do think you can struggle a lot more. Even utility champs like the Bard comes to mind, that we've seen paired many times here with the Jhin. But instead, it's just going to be the Rel to come through here for Targamas. That is combined with the Sejuani. Amazing setup. You have a lot of big team fight ultimates that you can use for this as well.
Circles. That's what we decided to go with here for KC. I actually really like, I like how this looks as far as the team fights go. Of course, you're adding a lot of great ultimates to the Sylas, but that doesn't matter if you can get your wombo to work out.
Absolutely. And for Vladdy, this is ultimate comfort. You know, he is the best Victor, in my opinion, in the LEC. Even once this really started falling off in the LEC, he continued to play it to great success. So, you know, if you are a KC fan, you're feeling very happy about the fact that he is on such a strong, comfortable champion.
Delight. This is some life energy coming out here. Of course, life in the LCK and the LPL was a bit of that set support enjoyer, and that's what Delight's going to go with here today.
We have some in
you got a bit of that spice on top. All right, I like it. A little bit of some delayed stuff going on as far as the fan chants are concerned, but a lot of volume here in Lol Park. KC fans keeping up with HLE on their home turf is completely ridiculous. Very, very impressive. It's as if they have a megaphone. It's extraordinary.
Now, I actually wanted to go back to the ice cream conversation. Because,
oh, yeah, please.
What's your favorite? We have had extensive discussion about this, so we don't need to revisit it. Just want to know yours.
I like salted caramel.
Okay, that's a good choice.
I think it's a pretty good one.
That's a classic.
It is that, or anything with peanut butter, to be honest. You know, like
yeah. So I'm an anything
peanut butter
with coffee guy.
swirl type thing, you know.
but I do respect the peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's not really common in a lot of ice cream apps, but that sounds great.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream, to be honest, but growing up, you know, after a soccer game, you get the dub, you go get some ice cream.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, Zeus is going to hit a barrel. That's what's sort of happening here on the top side of the map.
Top cap.
There we go. It's beautifully done. And kind of really wanting to hit the passive onto Zeus here. Zeus not wanting to allow that one to happen. And does manage to land the barrel chain. So that is a good start to the lane here for the Gangplank. We've seen this matchup many times. We saw it go quite well as Zeka is going to miss his first chain. Good sign here for Vladdy, who's going to be able to utilize that range advantage on his way out.
Also, do note Zeka did not go for Resolve. Often we see melee interranged mid laners go for something of the sorts. Yeah, instead he went for cookies as Delight.
Okay, yeah, Kalist is going to have his face broken already. Cleanses immediately, and that is going to push them out of the lane. An understandable thumbs up, and by understandable I mean only because it took a while for me to remember.
Yeah, Zeka going for another back, just wants to keep his health bar nice and healthy, as Vladdy has again been pressuring him a good amount. When the crash comes through, I think it's still actually close to even when this actually is taken, as now we do have the dragon being started here. Zeka is like, do I need to join? Do you need help? Looks like he is fine, as obviously Vladdy, no TP right now. They do spot this, but I don't know if they can really contest this.
Cannon Barrage just came available, so that might give them some sort of a way in. Yike getting all of the information.
Oh, I know about this one. We have Zeka on the roam already. Maybe just let it go.
Looking a little dangerous.
Yeah.
And there it is. The first Chemtech Drake going to be taken here by Peanut. Next going to be a Cloud. We'll see what the soul will be after that. If you want sort of the trio of the least impactful dragons, then maybe it's going to be an Ocean Soul this game. But it also could be a Hextech, so you never know. Just have to see how lucky we're going to get as Peanut now moving up towards these grubs. Zeka is going to steal away a Chaos Storm. Great gravity field there from Vladdy to get him out of there.
But I actually love this play because it's the grubs right here. So you go for that big chunk. You know he has no TP, so now it's so hard for him to join. Exactly. Prio top, Prio mid. Support is here from both sides.
Well, Delight will be able to spot them out here. Great Scryer's Bloom usage from Zeus. That should mean Peanut's able to grab at least two of them. This third one not going to happen, as it's a good shattering strike there as the base breaker going to come on through. Only level 4 here from Delight, but he's got the Haymaker to keep himself alive. That's still going to be first blood going over to HLE, and it's Zeka that picks it up. Yike should be able to kill Delight. I say should. He's going to need another auto attack, maybe a Q. The Winter's Wrath is enough to get that one done. But Can is now in trouble. The Leap Strike will take him out. And Vladdy, can you be the hero? That's the question. Finding a death rate, getting a little bit done here, and Yike looks like he's not done just yet. Leap Strike is going to be up for Zeus, as the Winter's Wrath not going to find any joy at all, and HLE just wander their way out.
I just feel like Yike over-chased
Do that one again if he would like. Just trying to fish for some opportunities here towards the bottom side. Peanut finding a control ward as Yike is going to be able to take down his Raptors. Delight moving in, though, could mean a Brambleback steal. One that Yike may not be able to contest. As you can see, pushed under the turret is the bottom lane here of KC. As Yike is going to face check. Facebreaker is going to come through as well. As Yike gets into the brush, does manage to take his red buff, but there's the knock-up. And in comes Zeka. He lands the chain, but Delight goes down first. A 1-for-1, and the red, I guess, was secured by the now dead Sejuani.
Yeah, that's a shutdown going over here to Zeka, though.
Oh dear, Glacial Prison that he just picked up as well. And now Vladdy is just dead. Peanut able to come on through with the audacious charge, and oh dear, if it wasn't bad before, it is now. Deadly Flourish is going to catch Viper, who does have to cleanse, and then will be allowed to leave.
And that play to...
it's just a little bit greedy. I think he was mismanaging the time there. He's thinking, you know, I can get in and actually clear this wave. Kalisto.
Yeah, Facebreaker onto both of them. Cannon Barrage is there. As the flash away from the crash down. Targamas only level 5, but it doesn't actually matter. Yike actually in the perfect position. And Kalist says, yep, I'll just bait you in. But now Zeka looking for even more. Wind becomes lightning. Zeka just, throws out the dash cannon. And now Yike is in trouble as well. The knockup comes through. Peanut is able to take down Targamas, and now Yike hit by the Haymaker. Zeka has enough damage, and it's a double for Peanut as he comes over and steals it away.
And whereas Kalist finds the outplay initially on the Jhin, that he had such a crazy performance on as Zeus. Just, I should gotta get the plate and get out. It's the arrival of Zeka that again is the difference maker. This 2v2 of Peanut and Zeka is just running.
Him, and cannot has simply grabbed that kill. Is now Peanut once again on these grubs. It was 2-1 the first time around. I think this time it should be a clean sweep, as it should be 5-1 in the end. A lot of extra side lane power for a Jax composition alongside the Sylas is terrifying if you're trying to keep your structures alive. As HLE moving Viper to the mid lane now, looking to set up for that style of play as the arrow is going to connect onto Kalist. Peanut moving in as well, Face Breaker, fantastic. There's the superplexes, oh my god! The Magnet Storm so good! Yike has been in the perfect positions and Delight going to be going down as well. Yike finally falls, but Zeka is a raid boss! He's just too strong! And this duo cannot be beaten!
It's Zeka and Peanut versus the world here. They are popping off 5-0 and 4, 4-0 and 4. So accelerated in this game, and quietly, Zeus is just getting a bigger and bigger lead on that top side, just like last game.
God, the chain lash damage. Okay, not gonna go for another chain. Not absconding his way forward this time as Peanut looking for a glimpse at what our soul is going to be.
And I think if you're a KC fan, you're praying that it is an Ocean, that it's not an Infernal or a Discuss.
Yeah, and please tell that to Valdez, who never does so.
Disappointing.
Yeah, he has watched some good ones, like some classics recently.
KC right now in a rough spot is, oh, Targamas.
Yeah, Targamas in a little bit of trouble. That is a beautiful arrow, but doesn't actually do too much here as Vladdy getting pushed around. Once again, though, KC holding themselves together. Another suplex from Delight, who gets a haymaker for the big old shield and uses that to take down his opposite number. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end as, oh god, yeah, there's those Bash brothers we were talking about. Vladdy is going to bear the brunt of that as Zek underneath the turret isn't worried at all. The curtains have been called as Viper wanting to get that fancy footwork out and Peanut needing to block at least one of them. Viper now looking for even more, and there it is, Yike finally taking him down. Peanut grabbing yet another kill though, 6-0-6 for him. And yeah, this is what happens. It's just Peanut and Zeka are still there as the rest of their team are kind of sort of just dying.
Yeah, perhaps the worst part of all of it, as Peanut's still here, the worst part of all of this is that even with the counter pick, while all of this has been going on, Zeus has built
a 1.3k gold lead.
Yeah. He might die here, but he does get the turret.
Well, let's see where the cannon can live as well, as Grandmaster's Light has been brought. There is Delight! The flash over the wall from Kana, as the captive audience not going to get too much, and Zeus able to just walk his way out. This is not what I was promised when it came to the Gangplank Jax matchup.
He is 42 CS up right now, took the tower in his face from the isolated 1v1. Zeus got gapped in game 1, but oh my god, has he been on a mission in game 2 and 3, and now Vladdy in trouble again.
Oh no, it's the Bash brothers at it again. As Peanut down here towards the bottom side, and oh god, that does not look even a little bit fair.
You know things are bad when your support is in that brush. He's like, I'm sorry, man, I can't help you here. And that's the right call because of Targamas.
Because Zeka and Peanut are just ramping it up. And we talked last game about how, you know, they said, you know what, we're not going to skirmish anymore. This game is the opposite. TP's coming in, they're battling again.
Let's see whether Zeus can survive this one. Another arrow is going to sail by majestically, and down goes the Jax. But now Zeka has turned up, and so has the rest of the gang. Facebreaker comes through. Yike gives him the thumbs up. I think he knows that he's well and truly dead. Peanut wanting to take down Canner at the same time. He's going the wrong direction. Takes a while to get through Yike there as well as the audacious charge. Wind Becomes Lightning actually missing onto Canner there as we could see. And Targamas, I think you might just be more food for HLE if you stick around, buddy, as Delight is going to go over the wall. Does have the ignite there, and Viper with the volley will be able to lock that one down. Targamas, like we said before, it's going to be hard for him to be able to do anything as the Deadly Flourish, not really that right now, as it's a double for Viper, and now he's strong.
The way that this game is going is very different, but the flavor does feel the same. As I'm looking at the gold lead right now, HANWHA Life, they're just taking an inner. Uncontested, they're taking Dragon. You're not supposed to be able to win on all sides of the map.
Yeah, that's not winning on all sides, that's winning on the map.
Yeah.
Like the map is, they just win at that point. And this is not as a snowball item, it is absurd.
Yeah, it's hard to think how you could possibly stop Zeka from this point. You know, he's got his Seekers as well for the next fight. You know they're going to be going for Mountain Soul. I feel like for KC, you're already preparing for the next game.
I have a foolproof plan.
What's that?
Elder Flip. The great equalizer. That's where we're at. Come on. They're down to 8K gold. You know, HANWHA Life is going to get, you know who doesn't get Mountain Soul? Elder Dragon.
Hey, true. There you go.
The problem with that is you have to live 9 more minutes in this game, which I think is going to be really hard.
Have to get to the pit, but they have a Jhin, you know? Maybe they, Kalist, I know his Jhin is great. We saw him pull it out against HANWHA, and he ended 17-2.
Nice little Jhin W steal.
Well, I think you do have to go for ult. I don't know about the W.
You're like, that's ridiculous. He has to steal with his ultimate.
Yeah. I like my plans zany, but grounded.
Yeah,
okay.
Fair, fair. Well, we'll see if KC can find anything, but I mean, from this far behind, all you can really do is just kind of try to hope to attack Viper and Delight, maybe get some picks there, but I mean, they are just getting ran over on the map. It's just a full court press here from HLE after a very reserved. They dominated the objectives, choked you out. Oh, KC are going to send everybody top, but
is it enough? That's the question. As the Winter's Wrath goes wide, they do manage to land that Glacial Prison, and Zeka going to buy some time by breaking this arm guard of his. And it should be enough here, as he's got a Glacial Prison of his own, and now he's bought enough time for the rest of his team to turn up. Delight comes in with the ultimate. Targamas with the Magnustorm going to try and get something done. Delight already dead in this fight. And now Zeus with the counter-strike, going to be able to take down Targamas first, and Yike, no damage back here, as Zeka should be able to hold him in place and take him down. It's another one, godlike now for this Silas, as Vladdy does get his shield back, and Peanut, he might be able to get in there, but he decides not to. Not going to be diving in an inhibitor turret just yet, as it is Artican going down. And this teleport is going to get Zeka over here. And Canna, we saw
just
what happened
one
last
turret,
time.
Man! Just one turret!
I don't know whether that's going to be allowed. He eats some oranges, but I just don't know whether he's going to be K, guys. I don't think he's going to be K. Legendary now for Zeka, as this is getting difficult to watch here in Game 3.
It's starting to feel a bit like bullying. I mean, they don't even want to let them get a tower in back-to-back games. He's TPing in to deny it while they take the Otacon.
They're too far ahead.
Yeah.
It's just you can't contest anything.
Well, Zeka did steal a curtain call, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. And he lands all the bullets. Doesn't do very much.
On Yike.
Gave Sejuani a little scratch on the butt there.
Yeah, he certainly did. Now, another curtain call going to come through, as there's a Magnustorm as well. Zeka taking a lot of damage, but goes golden to get away from the Glacial Prison. Down goes the set once again, but that's kind of been Delight's job so far this series. Is into the backline, goes Zeus, he's finding everyone with his counter-strike. Now kind of being pushed away. Vladdy died at some point in that skirmish, and the rest of KC relegated to their inhibitor turret. HLE now able to move back towards this dragon to grab a Mountain Soul in 10 seconds time.
And Delight, the sacrificial set is going to be given up, but that is the jungler now down, meaning that the Mountain Soul is never going to get stolen away. It wasn't likely, but it's now impossible, as Peanut should be able to just pick that one up by himself.
And it's kind of weird, because what we were talking about before about where is their engage, it actually...
The last time you saw the
it's a deep flank!
No! Oh, the Crab Rave from Zeka there as well. Wind becomes lightning, but doesn't find Bristle. Yike. As Yike is, I mean, this is a mission.
He's going to get out.
Well, let's see whether he can.
He's fine.
He is going to be able to walk under the turret. Yeah, nicely done. Targamas in this 1v... Okay, Zeus doesn't know how to take damage. Yike does manage to land an ulti here, as we can see. Is Zeka going to be able to turn into the Sejuani, picks up the ult. He's legendary again. And Zeus is continuing this onslaught, and if I was Kalist, I would just have no idea what to do. Like, what are you supposed to do? Give him the thumbs up. Maybe that's just the rule. There's Vladdy going to turn up there as well. Zeus inside the enemy base. Delight going to be moving on over as well. And Leap Strike to get him out of there, so at least they convince the Jacks to leave.
They got a tower.
Yeah.
We're on the board. Kana takes the tower.
Well, Zeka has found Vladdy again. Chaos Storm sort of everywhere, flash out, and Delight just does the walk up and ignite maneuver. Yeah. Kingslayer gets a whole bunch of health back, not going to be able to land the chain here, as the Cannon Barrage will help take him down. Kalist there with the 4th shot to the back of the head. So they get the shutdown. The legendary Zeka is dead, and it's a 12,000 gold lead. Facebreaker comes on through here onto Targamas, and Peanut turns up. He says, I'm still very legendary.
He hasn't died yet, by the way. Peanut now winning the KDA battle.
Yeah, nailing it. Although actually, Zeka is now definable as far as KDA is concerned. Canna is going to get audaciously charged at here by Peanut. Flashes out of the way of the arrow. But this is now minions attacking Nexus turrets. I think game number 3 is done and dusted as HLE will move to match point here in this best of 5 and have now the opportunity to become our first stand champions with another win in this series.